how to deal with someone who purposely ignores you. But before taking any action, it's essential to confirm if their behavior is intentional, or if they might be busy or preoccupied with other things in their life. Not all ignoring is deliberate. If you're certain that the person is intentionally ignoring you, here's a strategy to consider. It's called ignore the ignored. Instead of reacting to their ignoring, try ignoring their behavior in return. The idea behind this approach is to make them wonder why you're not bothered by their actions. They may be trying to play with your emotions or manipulate you emotionally, but if they see that you're not reaching out to them, not responding to their messages or calls, and simply going about your life as if they don't exist, their tactic of ignoring you will likely backfire. Think of it like this. Remember how when you're desperately in need of a taxi, none seem to be available, but when you don't need one, they suddenly appear everywhere. Similarly, when you carry on with your life without being affected by their ignoring behavior, they'll eventually fade.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. I am your host, Nava. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on your way in. I would appreciate it very much. And let's jump on into this video. So y'all, I am a Virgo and I am sensitive about everything. I sense everything. I feel everything. If you're around me, you don't like me. I know that you don't like me. And sometimes I know why you don't like me. But one thing that I cannot stand is when I text you and you take hours to respond to me, or I text you and you don't respond at all. There is nothing or nobody on this planet that can convince me that you just don't like me. In my mind, you just don't like me, and that's okay. But what kills me is just like these people won't come to you and be like, this is why I don't like you. I misunderstood you here. And this is why me and you don't click. I'm that type of person. I want to let people know, like, I feel some kind of way about you. And this is why. So I expect for people to give me that honesty. But no, most people are not like that. Most people will just stop talking to you because they don't like something you said or it's your energy. And that's fine. That's fine. But like as I get older, I'm starting to realize that most people are not like me, are not like me and are not as vocal about things. But, I hate when people try to make excuses for those people who do that. Oh, I'm like that. I do that all the time. I'll see a message and I may not get back to it because I got so busy. And it's like, the people that are ignoring your messages or your calls, that they're on their phones like 24/7. And some of them might even be like in group chats with you and they'll reply to everybody in the group chat. And then if you text them individually, they ignore you. That's because they don't like you. Or like if they're in your family, these people will talk to you around people. But if you call or text them outside of family events, they will not talk to you. They're just putting on a front, making everybody think that they mess with you in front of everybody, but outside of that, they don't. I can't do fake people. I can't take other people gaslighting me and saying that it may not be this, it may not be that. No, I know once, maybe, yeah, but every single time, no, this person does not like you. This person doesn't like you. So we're going to get into some of these videos and I will be right back after these.
How do you know if someone is ignoring your calls or your text? Text them 2 or 3 times, hours, maybe even days apart. After the second text, or maybe the third, no answer. Delete their number. If you want to, fuck it, block them. Let your cutoff game be so damn tight. The old you is jealous of the new you. It's not pride or arrogance. It's called self-respect. They ignore you until they need you. Unless, like I said, You block them.
If they're ignoring you, like not responding to your text messages or screening your calls, here's what you need to hear so you can stop yourself from ever reaching out again. I need you to imagine them seeing your name pop up on their phone again. Oh, and they're rolling their eyes. They let out a deep sigh like, oh, not this girl again. You'd think she'd take a hint. He's out with his friends, and when you're calling, he immediately flips the phone over in frustration, annoyance that you won't leave him alone. He's thinking, God, she's obsessed with me. She's so desperate, I don't have to do shit, and she'll still blow up my phone trying to see me. I can even be a little bit of an asshole, and she'll still try to be with me. You send a text, and he's upset because it's not the name he's hoping for. It's not the person he's actually been talking to and not ignoring. It's not the person he texts back immediately and would never send to voicemail. You are not the name they want to see in their phone. You're the name they look up when they're bored, when they need a little late night fix, when they need a little self-esteem boost. Other than that, they're always scrolling past your name because you are not the name they want. So remember this for future reference. Save this video for later so you do not keep texting or calling that person who does not want to hear from you.
Message, guys. Remember, people ignore you on purpose. You see it, you just don't acknowledge it, and it's okay. Stay cute, stay sweet, and stay on your shit, because they're annoying you because they can't be you.
It's not a matter of I walk away to teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
I walk away because I've learned a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why would I stay around if I accept this behavior in the smallest form as possible? Some people might say, oh no, but you know, I'm not saying for the emergencies and the excuses, and of course there's a lot of issues, but if they're an offender consistently doing this,
Yeah.
you respond very quickly and they expect you to respond very quickly, but they don't respond at all to you or at a very, very later time or at all, then technically they think you're less than them. They think they are better than you. So you rank low in their sort of eyes, and they rank very high to themselves.
Yeah.
So they expect you to answer straight away, but they won't answer you straight away. Yes, and this is just by saying red. I'm not talking about do they even give you time? Do they keep you hanging on, or they don't respect your time when they say, hey, let's catch up at this time. They turn up to whatever time they want, or they just cancel the last second on you. I'm not even talking about those ones.
Oh, that's an offense on a very different level. You have to get to that stage first.
So I'm just talking as simple as a message that you sent. And they don't.
Well, just communication,
reply.
just basic communication. Yeah, like isn't that the core of any relationship?
And I feel like what she said, basic communication is all that's needed. But if these people don't like you, they're not going to care about communicating with you. They just don't like you. So they don't respect you enough to even communicate that with you. And like he said, people that are showing up late to stuff that you have and that you invite them to. They're 45 minutes, an hour late, and they just stroll in like it's nothing. It's like, okay. Or people that don't show up to your stuff at all. Like they know that you're having stuff, and it's like you're sitting over here and you invited 20 people and like 4 people showed up and they don't even know that, and you're just hurt. Like your heart is just broke. But then like you start being a bitch to everybody and just everybody's dead to you, then you're the problem. Like instead of them communicating and say, this is the issue I have, like this is the issue I have with you, and this is why I think me and you don't mesh, or this is why I don't understand you. You know, I don't understand that you think this or say that. People aren't like that. People are just wicked to me. People are really wicked, and they don't think that the shit that they do or the shit that they don't do, they don't know how much it affects others around them. So if you're going through this right now, I'm telling you, you're going to have to protect your peace. You're just going to have to just stop being so nice and just cut people off, block them, just to protect your heart. Especially if you're a sensitive person and you feel like everybody is doing this to you and you don't know why. It could be something about your personality or about the way you speak, or you might have like attachment issues and you're calling them too much. It could be a lot of reasons why. You could be the reason why, but since they're not communicating it, you'll never know. But you still, no matter what the reason, you still have to like protect yourself from being hurt if you know how that makes you feel. You just got to cut those people off and just learn how to be alone and focus on you. Like, start glowing up, start going to school for something, start learning a new language, start reading books, make you a YouTube channel to talk about this shit, to get it off your chest. Like, just, do stuff that makes you feel good. Learn how to cook. There's so many other things we can be doing other than trying to like form relationships with people that don't like us and can't communicate to us why they don't like us, or misunderstand, what we're saying and why we're saying what we're saying. It's, just, focus on you. Do you. Let's get back into the rest of these videos.
Facts. I bet you didn't know that being ignored causes the same chemical reaction in your brain as experiencing a physical trauma. Oh yeah. And I know sometimes you keep the friends on red, you don't like responding to text messages. I get it. I'm guilty of it too. But it can cause emotional trauma for the person who's being ignored, and eventually can lead to depression, anxiety, anger, and low self-esteem. So think about that the next time you ignore mom's text message or voicemail or email. Unfun.
So I can say, as a person that gets really anxious and really depressed sometimes, this is me. What he's talking about is me when people ignore my text messages purposely. So especially if I have talked to them about things that were very personal to me and that hurt me, and they didn't reach out to check on me or to see if I was okay after I told them stuff like that. And now, knowing what I know is, that's because I know I say that I'm very observative and I'm very analytical. I know now it's because these people really didn't like me. They were trying to come around me and pretend that they liked me just for the sake of doing it, just, because we were in close proximity, but I could tell I have a sixth sense when people don't really fuck with me like that, but I'll still try to talk to them and try to form some type of bond with them. And then I just wind up getting hurt when I realize this person really does not like you. They don't want to bond with you. They don't want to talk to you because y'all are not on the same page. Y'all don't have the same, thoughts and ideals, and, and that's okay. So my way of getting over this is to just go no contact with people. Like, if they ignore my text twice, maybe 3 times, then go no contact. Like, never call them again. Never text them. Block them sometimes, depending on who it is. Like, why have people's number in your phone if they don't like you, if they don't want to talk to you? So, that's what I do just to protect my heart. Because my heart is really sensitive. I have a big heart, and I'm like, I want to be honest with people. Like, if I felt some kind of way about you, I wouldn't ignore you. That's just not who I am, because I know how it makes me feel. So I would never just ignore someone, but everybody's different. So let's get back into the rest of these videos.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when people do not respond back to your texts. I feel like it's such a sign of disrespect, and if someone sent you a text, you should have the decency to respond. Everyone's on their phones nowadays, like 24/7. So we all know that you saw it. It takes 2 seconds to reply. So I'm pretty sure you can give that person the time of day to send that text.
I hate the friends who just never respond to your text messages, especially the ones that text you first. You'll have a 4-text conversation, and out of nowhere, they'll just disappear. See, I wouldn't care if they were doing something important with their life, but I know damn well they have no emotion, they're a loser, and they're lonely. So what are you doing that's so important that you can't respond to my text when you texted me first? Especially when you're trying to make plans and you ask them, what time, man? What day? What are we gonna do? It takes them 4 business days to respond. It would be faster to drive to that person's location and ask them in person, because you know damn well they're never gonna respond to you. And then you have to look desperate and double text like, hey, are you still there? And it's always, oh my God, sorry, I didn't see this. I saw the text and I responded in my own head. Oh, silly me. Don't you dare treat me that way. I'm your homie, not your girlfriend that you're cheating on. It's always, oh, I'm staying off my phone because, the phone really hurts my head. I've been doing homework. Pull out your screen time, because I guarantee you that shit is over 8 hours. Moral of the story: If you're a broke loser with no emotion and your friends are texting you, you better respond.
Look, something that you have to be aware of, right? Observe the people that, distance themselves from you. You may try to hit somebody up, you may try to reach out to somebody and they don't answer or they reject your calls quick, but then you see them like pop up on your views for your IG story or something like that. Like, you make a lot of people uncomfortable with your energy. Your energy is so strong because you attracting in all these big things. See, a lot of people that we grew up with, right? They not gonna be on the same mindset as us, as the way that we thinking and perceiving things. They still react in the manner of, getting mad or, going straight out of emotion instead of just thinking. When you start really being different, they gonna really distance themselves because they're not up to that level with you. Don't try to hold on to things from the past that don't serve you no good. Let it go and keep moving forward.
I texted this person, they didn't text me back, but they're posting on their story. Then you can make a smart decision of, there's a potential they could be ignoring you on purpose. They're clearly active on their phone. They're clearly posting little shit. I made plans with this person. I just text them to confirm they were going to be there. They have not responded. Just speak out loud what events have happened. And that'll give you a better idea of when to lash out and be petty, cut them off, or be understanding. That's kind of my way I approach it. All right, the next time you're allowed to be understanding, I'll let you be understanding. You don't have to cut them off yet. Is when people show you what they prioritize. Because you're free to do the exact same.
Yo, y'all know how I feel about people disappearing and shit, people late responses, all that shit. Guess what? If you don't respond in 2 hours, next! Fuck out of here. Don't be playing with my time like that. Y'all bugging.
Thing I cannot stand is being ignored. If you're busy, say so. If you're not in the mood to talk, then say so. If you done with me, say so. Communicate, bitch.
Yo, I was thinking about this morning how many times I put up with people who dead ass didn't like me. They were just they clearly did not like me, but they were just going through the motions of pretending to be my friend, but they really just didn't like me for whatever reason, whether they were jealous or whether they just weren't feeling me. They didn't, and I just ignored their shitty behavior. Anyway, there's your reminder that you don't have to take that shit. You don't. Go find people who like you. There are people that like you, and they're gonna like you how you are, and you're not gonna have to question their behavior or figure out why they did what they did. If they feeling you, if they want you around, they just gonna like having you around. Okay, bye.
When someone is not replying to your messages and claim they're too busy, the truth is you're not their priority and you don't really matter to them, and you should let them go. You see, actions speak louder than words, and nobody's too busy to reply to a text.
Does it ever make you so mad or frustrated when you text somebody and you're waiting for a response and they don't reply, and then you see them posting on their story or on social media? This used to send me into an absolute fit of unhinged rage, and it has taken me so much healing to not let this bother me anymore. I have so many examples of unhinged things I would do that make me cringe today. For example, one time, maybe 10 plus years ago, my roommate was out and I texted her and she didn't reply to me. And then I saw her posting, tweeting on Twitter, and I literally replied to her tweet and was like, I see that you're tweeting. Why aren't you texting me back? Sasha, if you're watching, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I am a much better person now. I used to try and convince myself that if someone wasn't texting me back, it was because their phone wasn't near them. And then when I would see people posting on social media, that would just shatter that illusion, and I would take it so personally. I think there's this expectation nowadays that because everyone has a phone, we're all just instantly available to anybody at any time. And when you message somebody, you want that instant gratification that they message you back right away. However, just because somebody has their phone in their hand does not mean that they are always in the space to reply to you right away. They might just want to scroll. They might have had a busy day. You are not their number one priority in their lives. And that's just something that you need to learn to accept. It took me a long time to accept that because I thought I was the star of everybody's universe. Okay, I'm kidding a bit there. I was not that like self-involved, but like I would be really offended if I felt like somebody was ignoring me, because like what other priorities do you have other than replying to my text? Okay, that probably is a little bit self-centered. I have healed. Therapy was great. Now, obviously there's a bit of nuance with this, but I can confidently say if somebody doesn't reply to my text and I see them posting on social media, I am unfazed. I am unbothered. Like, I don't even think about it. If someone takes a week to get back to me every single time that I message them, cool. You have clearly a lot of other priorities in your life, and cool. You do you. In these situations, I just need to realize and accept that they have a lot of other things going on and that there are other people that I can talk to. Now, obviously, it's easier to have a connection with someone if you are able to talk to them more frequently, but I have friends that take a long time to text back. Do I dislike them? No. When we talk, we have great conversations, but I'm not as close to them as I would be to somebody who, say, I talk to all the time, like my girlfriend or my best friend, but it doesn't mean that I dislike somebody or that I'm offended if they don't respond to me right away. It's very, very freeing to stop worrying about if somebody's posting on social media when they haven't texted you back. Honestly, try it. It's liberating.
I get what she's saying, but I do think that we need to have boundaries as far as how we let people treat us. You know when people are not texting you back because they don't like you. Like, so don't let people like this gaslight you. Like, we have that sense, and when we're around these people, you can tell their energy and their vibe. If you're spiritual, you could just tell that they don't like you, and plus this tied into that, 1 and 1 equals 2. So it depends on the situation. Like, if you are friends with somebody that you don't mind not getting back with you and just ignoring your text, that means that you're really not that important to them in the first place. Yeah, they could be super busy, but even super busy people, if they're working, usually have their phone in their hands. Like, if people are super busy, our cell phones are a part of our life, no matter what we're doing, because we do everything on our phones, even if it's work. So like, they see like I said, there should be no reason that it's taking somebody a week to get back with you in between texts every time you text them. That person, to me, I would just think doesn't like me and I would just block them. Like, or if every single time you text them, it's like never a time where they get back with you right away. It always takes hours or even a day or two. But when you're with them, their phone is in their hand constantly. So you know that they saw your text. And that whole, I saw it, but I forgot to respond. Like, I only accept that as if you're like useful to me in some kind of way. I know that sounds cold-hearted, but I will only accept that as if you're doing something for me, like, because I find that very disrespectful. Like, if I have no use for you, I'll probably just block you once I don't have a use for you after that, because I see that you really don't care about me. That's how I feel. Like, I saw it, I just forgot to respond, like, all the time. Okay, I understand once or twice, but all the time now, no, I don't accept that. You can accept it if you want to, but I've been hurt too many times by too many people to just accept people treating me any kind of way. I'm too old for that. So let's go ahead and finish up the last of these few videos.
Yeah, and they never responded to my last message. And I never sent them anything again. We just simply disappeared from each other's world.
And that's the worst thing. When you are being ignored by somebody and they post an Instagram story, that triggers me to want to light your inner emotional house on fire, to feel the pain and hurt of being ignored like you just made me feel.
I don't think a lot of people talk about this enough, but not replying to messages from friends right away because you feel too overwhelmed or tired to be having a conversation at the moment is okay and is valid. And it's because I'm one of those people who get drained or exhausted from socializing or conversing with others, which is why sometimes I choose not to reply to messages when I feel like I'm not in the best headspace for it. Because what's most likely to happen is I probably just give them half-assed replies. I also think if you know someone like this, we shouldn't take this personally, especially if we see them still posting in social media and then they aren't replying to us, because the world doesn't revolve around you, and we have to stop acting like our friends are always available and that they owe us an immediate reply all the time.
I am that friend that doesn't reply to calls or FaceTimes or texts for like sometimes days or weeks at a time. But I just want to give my explanation, because I know there's plenty of other people that are like this. We were not meant to be in communication with every single person that we've ever known at all times of the day, all times of the week, all times of the month, all times of the year. I would just rather wait and just see you in person, and we can catch up on all the things that we didn't talk about on the phone. We don't need to always be we don't always need to be talking. We don't always need to be in communication.
They got time to post, to laugh at shit on social media, to watch your stories, go out with friends, live a whole ass life. And well, that's because those are things that are priorities to them. And reality has to slap the shit out of us sometimes, don't it? To get us to understand that everybody ain't you. They don't care the same, love the same, communicate the same. But you know what always shows through? Actions and behaviors. How they treat you is exactly how they feel about your ass. And whether or not you realize it, you may be expecting something out of a man or woman who doesn't have the capacity to even give it to you. So that relationship you're in search of, the commitment, the intimacy, the communication, the consistency, they ain't got it. And you're hard-headed sometimes when you're an empath, right? Because when they come back, hit you up, you just disregard that disrespectful ass behavior they just showed you. So you cool with them disappearing for days at a time, leaving you on red. Like, these is all red flags that honestly, it's best for you to find out now before you go waste more of your damn time on somebody who just ain't really it.
Probably adding 2 + 2 and getting 6 because I don't want to text you back, but that's because I feel like I'm not good enough for you because I'm not emotionally available because I didn't get enough love as a child. So now you're probably overthinking, and that's really a you problem, not a me problem, because I'm trying to avoid these feelings because feelings. I don't like feelings. You like feelings?
Anyway, I don't got time for this. I would rather for you to tell me, bitch, I don't like you, so stop texting me, than for you to ignore me. That's just how I am. Like, if you can't communicate with me what I did wrong to you or what you don't like about me, I would rather you just say it than to not, just to ignore me. But people are who they are. You can't make people do what you want them to do. All you can do is control yourself. So if those people are making you feel a certain type of way, like I said before, block them. I don't care who they are. If it's your mom, your sister, your brother, anybody that's making you feel bad or hurting you, just block them. And every time you block somebody, you go out in the world and find something that brings you joy. Find a hobby, find something to do, and just get busy. Just stay busy. That's all I can tell you. If you're a person that gets your feelings hurt by people a lot, if you're on this planet, that will happen all the time if you're around people, even if they're your friends. If you want to keep getting your feelings hurt, keep them as your friends. If you don't, get rid of them and go find something else to do, or go find other people that might mesh with you a little better, or that people that are actually trying to understand you and want to communicate with you, because these people are full of shit to me. Like, I cannot deal with people that don't communicate, because I feel like I'm like a superb communicator. The only reason I won't communicate with you is if you don't communicate with me. But if you communicate with me, I'm going to probably tell you more than what you need to know. I over communicate, and that's a problem I have. Also, communicating with people that don't like me. Like, I've done it. I've done it too many times. And that a lot, ladies, if you drink, if you're like a social drinker like me, I drink. I had a habit of drinking too much socially. And when I drink, I am not quiet. I am really emotional, and I talk too much. I talk a lot now, but I talk way more when I drink. And I tell personal information that maybe I shouldn't tell about myself. And that is a problem that I had to fix and had to stop doing. So ladies, lay off of the drinks. If you're a social drinker that talks too much, that could be a reason why people don't like you. You probably done said some shit that done rubbed them the wrong way, and you probably don't even remember it. Like, you probably don't remember it, and that's what it was. So that's all I got for now, ladies. Get down in the comments and tell me if you've experienced people ignoring you like this, and what did you do? Do you cut them off? Do you block them? Do you confront them? Do you get mad? What do you do? Because I know I'm not the only one. So get down in the comments and let's talk about it. I'll talk to you ladies next time. Bye.